What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
Ooh, I got one. Marriage. Marriage is a big scam. It doesn't benefit the woman at all. All we do is take on more work and take on additional children, including the ones we birth and the one we married to. In addition to that, they expect us to do all of the housework, all of the children rearing, everything that they felt like their grandmothers and their mothers were doing or did do. And I gotta go to work. And I gotta pay bills. And I gotta do all kinds of other shit for his. No, marriage is the biggest scam that's ever been pulled on a female. I tell all of y'all, stay the away from that shit.
The guy said that maybe your weight was the issue. Would you lose weight for love?
No, because first of all, I already lost 80 pounds since November. Second of all, period. And I have never had a problem attracting guys or getting guys. So, and I was bigger than this. So they still gonna lick the rose toes and everything else. So no.
Why do you think you're single, Keisha?
I've been getting a lot of BS and I can't. Guys that say they're single, but they can only text me during business hours. Or they can't talk on the phone, they can only text.
You ever dated a guy that was worth your while? Because all the men you described.
I did, but he was a street guy. He was very much into the streets, and now he's incarcerated.
And that was the most quality guy you dated?
If I'm a guy, I just got out of jail, I got probation fees, I need somewhere to stay, I'm not going to go for a woman who works out 5 days a week and looks good. I'm going to go for the bigger girl. I'm going to say, you know, it's more of a chance that she'll be willing to compromise.
I'm okay with not being married. And I get that I haven't had the best experiences with men. I get that. And I'm not saying that there isn't or there aren't great men out there.
True or false? When a man isn't financially confident, he tends to go for bigger women.
True.
Explain.
So to me, if I'm a guy, I just got out of jail, I got probation fees, I need somewhere to stay, I'm not going to go for a woman who works out 5 days a week and looks good. I'm going to go for the bigger girl. I'm going to say, you know, it's more of a chance that she'll be willing to compromise because deep down inside, she feels like maybe she has to compensate for the lack of the aesthetics.
Respectfully, that's probably the most ignorant shit I've ever heard in my life, bro. So you think because a woman is plus size or out of shape and what she accepts in life and what she should be expected to accept in life is less than because
look what she accepts for herself. Because look what she accepts for herself.
Yeah, because look at what she accepts for herself. That is the number one thing that I paid attention to in this particular clip. Now, is this true? The answer is yes. See, buy my card game and play it with the person that you're dating. Play it with somebody you're in a relationship with. Play this game with anybody you're dating. Play this game with your family members. Play this game with your kids. Play this game with your parents, and you'll get a better understanding of who's in front of you, who you are, and most importantly, how you view the world, the opposite sex, relationships, marriage. You may not realize that your views on life could be totally different than the person you're dating views on life because you're either asking the wrong questions or you're not asking the questions at all. That's what my card game is for. Play deeper discussions and have deeper discussions. It'll save your dating life. Women can think whatever they want to think. We're men. So it's important for women to at least take a second to say, okay, what are men doing? How are men feeling? So what Six the Goddess said, the woman in a yellow dress, is correct. Men overall, because some men do like big women, but the majority of men look at a woman as how she looks and how she takes care of her body. Key phrase, how she takes care of her body will literally dictate how he takes care of her. So it's two things. How you take care of yourself is going to dictate how other people would treat you and take care of you. Now, we were talking about taking care of a woman. Yes, I personally did a video on YouTube that gave a scale. And of course, this isn't an official scale, but here's the scale. If you're 120 pounds as a woman, you most likely, being with a man, living with a man, aren't going to be required to pay any bills, period. If you're 140 to 170 pounds, you're going to be required to pay about 30% of the bills. If you're 170 to like 200 or 210, y'all are going half, 50-50. If you're over 210 pounds and up, you most likely, and you can let me know what your experiences are, because most likely your experiences are literally going to dictate this. If you're over 210 pounds as a woman, you most likely are going to have a man that lives with you, and most likely you are going to pay all of the bills or the majority of the bills. Are there men who like big girls? Yes. But ask any man who has a big girl as a girlfriend and she was big when they began. I'm not talking about women who had a child and gained a lot of weight. I mean the guy that met a woman and she was over 210 pounds and they're still together. All you got to do is ask that man who pays what and who lives with who. Most likely, if she's like 250 pounds, he lives with her and he doesn't pay anything. And I'll even go farther. If the woman is over 250 pounds, she not only pays all the bills, but she pays for his child support also. Because most men that are with women that are that heavy already have kids and are on child support. Because at the end of the day, that's specifically the reason why he's with her. He can't afford his own bills and he can't afford his own child support. So instead of getting mad at me or instead of getting mad at her, I want you to just go around asking friends, asking people, if there's a man dating a woman and she's big, just simply ask who pays what. And I guarantee the woman, if she's a big woman over a certain weight, she pays the majority of the bills, or she pays all of the bills, or she pays all of the bills and pays his child support. What we have to do as people, we got to stop getting mad at reality, because in most cases, you already know your own life. You already know your friends' lives. You already know your family members' lives. So don't get in my comments saying, I can't believe you said that. I have a cousin that pays all the bills. That's one person. I'm telling you, from a man's standpoint, I know, and we all as men know who pays what in people's households, because we talk about money. Men usually talk about money, sports, and women. So men usually know who pays what in households. Not exactly, but we know that this guy over here is chilling and ain't got to pay nothing, and he's with this woman. And we know this guy over here is paying all the bills, and he's somewhat of a high value man. And one of the ways that we are able to tell or brag about being a high value man, just between guys, whether we pay all the bills. As an example, in my marriage, when I was married, my ex-wife was like 120, 130 pounds. I paid almost all the bills, and at one point I paid all of the bills. Why? Because all she really has to do, and this is important, all a woman, including my ex-wife, had to do was maintain her weight. That is the only thing I really asked of her. She didn't really have to do too much more. All a woman is expected to do overall, of course, being a good mom and cook, things like that. But the main thing a man requires out of a woman is to maintain her weight. That's really all we want from you. And sadly, it barely ever happens. But as a woman, instead of getting mad at this message, just look at your own life. When you live with a man, how was the bill split up? How much did you weigh? If you're with a man now, how many bills do you pay? And how much do you weigh? I promise you, the math will add up. So on the other end, is it wrong for a woman to say this?
If I'm a guy, I just got out of jail, I got probation fees, I need somewhere to stay, I'm not going to go for a woman who works out 5 days a week and looks good. I'm going to go for the bigger girl. I'm going to say, you know, it's more of a chance that she'll be willing to compromise.
I don't think so, because we got to stop pandering to people and making up lies just to make people feel good about themselves. The truth is this: almost every female human, regardless of race, regardless of where they're from, graduated from high school 120 or 130 pounds. If you are 100 pounds more than you were when you graduated from high school, that means you were not able to maintain your weight. It could be trauma. It could be issues. I can understand. There's certain variables that get in the way of our operation as adults. Some of you have been traumatized by your upbringing. I get it. I'm not here to make fun of anybody or anything. I'm just letting you know how your life is going to turn out, or why your life is the way it is, due to the fact of how much you weighed when you graduated from high school and how much you weigh now. Not making judgments, just simply answering the video. I'm answering this video. I'm not here to make anybody feel bad. But the solution is this, and it's simple. If you want to be in a position as a woman where you don't have to pay any bills or pay a low amount of bills, instead of having to pay all of the bills, well, the number one thing you are going to have to do is maintain or lessen your weight. I want y'all to think about something. Do you realize how much hard work it takes to, one, go to the gym almost every day? Sometimes when I don't go to the gym because I got so busy, I end up going 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night. Do you realize how hard it is to not eat cake, steak, and fast food? Sometimes when I'm out and about, I get hungry because I'm running around. I don't stop at McDonald's or Burger King because I don't eat fast food. I gotta wait until I get home to cook. That's a lot. It's really easy to go stop at McDonald's and get some fries. I don't do that. Do you realize how hard it is to not drink soda? I only drink water. I have water everywhere I go. I carry water in the car with me because I'm always drinking water. I don't drink soda, like every now and then, but I don't drink soda. These things that I'm doing for myself puts me in a position where I can get the type of woman that I want. And as you can see, I said nothing about money. The same thing goes with women. Some of you love to say, I make this amount of money and I'm a graduate and I got 8 degrees. Well, that has nothing to do with what type of man you're going to attract. It's about how you take care of your physical and your mental. I go to therapy on a normal basis. I work out on a normal basis, and I eat right all of the time. 90% of the time, I eat right. So if you are a woman and you don't have those same attributes or habits, you're not going to get certain types of men. Or if you get a certain type of man, you're going to have to pay the majority of the bills. That's what life is. And that's kind of like what the woman in the yellow is saying. This is life, y'all. Life isn't a fairy tale. And speaking of fairy tales, name one Disney fairy tale that had a big woman in it that got the man. You don't see it. The big woman is usually the bad person trying to stop the small woman from getting the guy. So altogether, you can look at this as bashing or whatever. Well, that's between you and you. That's your own issues. If you can't see information and discern it and say, okay, I can use this information to better myself, like eat better, go to the gym, and get therapy. If you don't want to do that, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You can get mad at me, demonize me, villainize me all you want to, but my life is great. If your life isn't, I just gave you the blueprint on how you can start making your life great. Let me know what you think in the comments, and let's talk about it.